First Methodist Church in Buckhead. Can you believe this? This is Christmas trees through the ages. So we're starting off here with the tree from the 1920s. And of course, it looks very much like a 1920s tree with that top. I'm just going to take you through all of this. This is so awesome. We're looking at a 1930s tree, and this is what we have here. Then we go into 1940s, which I'm kind of shocked. I never knew it would be so. But I guess when it does make sense when you think about World War II took place then, so a lot of letters would be written to families, and photos became very precious. So yes, it actually does make sense for that decade that they would have this type of tree simply because of World War II. So that's 1940s. Then we're going into the 1950s, which I thought was going to be a little more glamorous. But here we are. And then we go in, so that's 1950s. Then we have the 1960s, which, not surprising, very, like the, hippie kind of era began in the 1960s, in the late 1960s. So you have the peace signs, you have, like all of the, the shirts and the flowers and everything representing the beginning of that time. Then we have the 1970s, which I think this is very 1970s to me. That's very pretty. And so the 1980s, so for those of us who grew up in the 1980s, we have the boombox and the DVD and the tape recorders, and it's archaic now, but that was the 1980s. It was a great time for music. And then we got the 1990s here, floppy disk, and we still have the CD players, and we have almost like the beginning of the cell phone, and the VHS down here. So all of that, it's pretty cool, very 1990s. Then we're going to go into the 2000s, and so kind of almost like the 1940s. And then we have the 2010, which, and that's the 2000s. Sorry, so that's 2000s, and this is 2010 era, and then the 2020s, which, it seems like everything goes around and it comes around. This looks a lot like the tree from the 1920s. So a trip down memory lane for trees, on Christmas trees. Here they are, and Merry Christmas.